Welcome to T. Roy's Card Shack, sports card break reviews, where we personally participate, break down, review, and interview the card breakers themselves. Here's your host, T. Roy. Welcome to T. Roy's Card Shack, sports card break reviews, where I personally participate, break down, review, and interview breakers from across the nation. This is episode 4. Sit tight, guys. I've got a great episode coming for you. We're actually going to backtrack a little bit. We're going to talk about the grading companies again. 2 reasons why. One, there are some announcements coming from one involving technology. Also, the other, pricing. We'll go over that and a few other things. The NFL draft is coming up. It's going to be fun and exciting. Who's going to collect who? Who are you going to be looking for? It's also going to depend on the spot where they go, what teams they go to. Are they going to be in your PC? Are they going to be somebody you want to invest in? Or somebody you just want to flip? You never know. Also, we'll be having a great interview with Facebook Straight Up Sports Cards, Frank Fischer. All right, let's start off with the news. This week, it was just announced, Nate Turner from PSA has announced they have bought another company. What kind of company? A computer division for grading. You knew it was coming. Why? HGA. That's what they do. They've got to compete with the big boys. Plus, think about it. PSA has been in business for 35 years. They've got to evolve. They've got to develop as they want to grow. Now, what their pricing is going to be, nobody has any clue. They haven't led on to what they're going to charge for the service or whatever services they provide. You know, they will have tiers. You'll have your economy, your base, your bulk, all kinds of things. But again, there is no information on pricing for these yet. But it's going to be exciting because what they're actually working on, they're actually hiring 30 to 40 people a week right now. As you know, they were backed up with millions of cards to be graded. So they had to do something, and that's why they stopped accepting submissions for cards to be graded. And that hold is still on. So you cannot submit any cards to be graded at the moment. But that hopefully will change. From what I hear, is going to be in June at some point. I'd love it to be sooner. I'd hate it to be later, but you never know in this business. That's how crazy things are getting. Now, as far as price increase, I was brought up this company last time because they're actually a company that grades money. PMG is the code to go by when they actually grade the money currency. And that's the main one people trust with currency. Well, they actually grade cards. And when they do that, the sports cards are under CSG. They are actually increasing. I kind of saw this coming, but it's not bad. It's not like SGC, who tripled their costs. It was $25 for the entry-level card to be graded. Now it's $75 minimum charge for any card. So if you submit one card, it's going to cost you at least $75 at SGC. Now, just thinking about it, it's not bad. Looking at the grading increase, and this starts April 28th. So that's next week. You get your cards in before then. It will still be the old grading, the old pay price for per card. So the scale now, bulk minimum 50 cards, it's going to be $12. Now the max value per item is going to be $250 per card. So if your card's going to be worth more than that, then you got to increase the service that you need. So it's going to be a little bit more expensive. The economy is $20. From what I see, that's like a 62-day turnaround, maybe a little longer, maybe a little quicker. It's hard to tell right now, especially with the mailing. That's really going to play a big part in this. Standard is about 30 to 32 days. Again, could go a little longer, could go a little shorter. There's no guarantee on the days. Now, for the economy that was $20, your max value per item is $500. Your standard is $1,000 max value, and that's $30 per card to be graded. Now, if you want to express, that's a little bit quicker, hopefully within the month, 2 weeks or so. That's $10,000 max on the card. Now, you can't send in a Jerry Rice rookie card, tops 1986, and it be a perfect 10 and expect to only pay $60. Here's why. If you look at eBay right now, it's probably going to end sometimes, I want to say soon, but it's already over $70,000 on there's 69 bids currently. It's at $70,445 plus $250 for shipping, probably for the insurance. So all these older cars are becoming even more valuable now. Why? Because especially a Gem Mint 10. Think about it. Back in the days, there wasn't as much attention to taking care of your cards as there is today. So if you can pull off a Gem Mint 10 from cards from the 80s or 70s, 60s, whatever, the older cards at a higher grade are going through the roof. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson really never played much pro ball, if any, but his rookie card, Gen Mint 10, and it's a perforated card, is already over $40,000. That should end again shortly. And 41 bids, it's over $40,000. That's insane. But that's the business world we're living in today. That's what the cards are doing. Cards are going through the roof. And there's just so many great things to talk about and go forward from here. HGA, as you know, is a grading company, and what they do is they only accept 3,000 to 5,000 cards a week. And there's a time. Once you log on, it will tell you when to log on to get in line. And then once it goes live, you'll go in order that they registered you as logging on. So if you're first, you'll be first. If you're 5,000, you'll be 5,000. All the times I've tried, I've been in the 5,000. So I'm not very good at it, apparently. But at one time, it was literally, it's the second that the time hit, I believe it was 8:45 on a Friday. I logged on. The second, I was still 5,526 in line. That is insane. But that's the business we live in. That's the world we've created. But if you've had a chance to see, which most people have, the grading cards from HGA, they are beautiful. Reason why is you can color match your card, and all around the encasement, it's beautiful. Now, there have been some bad mistakes. Remember, HGA is all computerized. It's computer grading, and it's going to be a little bit more technical on your card. Again, it checks all the aspects, the surface, the edges, the corners, the centering, and it's going to give it a grade. And it's computerized, so it's going to be very technical on your card. So it's going to be harder to get a Gem Mint 10. You may see a lot of 9.5s that would grade a Gem Mint 10 by the human eye. So keep that in mind also when you're submitting a card where you want it to go to. Now, this whole thing, to go back to PSA, they are going to be introducing this new company that they purchased as a part of their grading scales. So a very high-end card, let's say you got a one of one of Justin Herbert and you want to send it in to be graded, I promise you, more than likely, it's going to the computer to be graded. Why? Because it's such a high demand card and it's going to be extremely valuable. So they want to make sure they get the correct grade on there. So keep that in mind. PSA is going to be totally different when they come back in June. Yes, they're going to still do the grading like they usually do, but they're also going to have different divisions depending on how the quality and the value of your card. That's where it's going. So keep that in mind as you go forward. Read all the details. Once they come back to accepting submissions, read all the details before you submit those cards, because you could submit them and your cost to get them back is going to be a lot higher because your card could be worth that much more. So that's a good thing, even though it's going to cost you a little bit more on your investment. Now, again, that's just part of where this is going. That's how crazy this business has gotten. Now, of course, I'm still not a big fan of SGC as far as how they tripled their costs. It went from $25 to $75. It's just ridiculous. The reason being is they didn't change their encasements. It still looks very generic, especially for the cost. I personally would maybe not go to them. They have a fast turnaround. They are quick. I'll give them that, but they're expensive. And for expensive, if I'm going to pay for something, I want a little something more. You want a little more money out of my pocket? Give me a little bit more on my grading. Hey, why can't we demand a little bit more? That's where it's headed. So those are just some of the things I wanted to touch on the grading aspect. And again, if you're just doing a grading for your PC collection and you have no intention of ever selling it, I'd probably go to GMA. They're $10 a card. They get encased. It's beautiful. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't really demand the value of a PSA or a Beckett or HGA now or a CSG. These playing fields are all starting to level out. And that's why PSA has shut everything down and bought a company so they can try and raise the bar even higher. But the only reason they're raising that bar is because they got raised on them with HGA, and they don't want HGA to take the big share of the market. So that's the reality of what's going on. Now, as far as the NFL, if you've been paying attention, there was a rule change with the uniform numbers. The running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, linebackers can all wear single-digit numbers now. Now, I remember back in the day, the Cleveland Browns had a wide receiver named Michael Jackson. He wore number 1 for the longest time. And I think back then is when they changed the rule as far as the numbers, but now it's back. And of course, the first person who has to pipe up and say he wants to change his number is Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's thinking about going to number 9, dropping the 1. Why? Here is why. They can sell more jerseys. That's why. The revenue will even go further for the jerseys, the t-shirts, everything that has their numbers on it. People are going to want the new one. So it's going to drive that market up. So I think there was a little bit incentive behind it because, as you know, you go to the stadiums, they sell those real expensive game jerseys and things like that. That all plays into the revenue that the players get as well. So it doesn't surprise me that that rule passed, but a big surprise, a player that did not like it, that spoke up, was Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not a fan of this rule change. He thinks it's stupid. His words, not mine, but hey, it is what it is. So we got to go from there. There's so many things happening. There's a lot of new releases coming out still in April. Baseball, I believe, has 3. Bowman is one of the ones I'm looking forward to. Topps Bowman cards, they're beautiful. I can't wait to see them when they come out. They're coming out on the 28th. Football still has 2020 coming out, Chronicles. They got Chronicles and Chronicles H2. So watch out for those. Those are still coming out in April. And 2021 still has cards coming out in April, football. And as you know, the draft is coming. So who are you guys looking for? Obviously, the number one pick, I don't have any doubt that it's going to change unless something real dramatic happens. Is Trevor Lawrence is going to be the number one pick going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Gardner Minshew, he's going to have to figure out where he's going or what he wants to do, because if he does start, it won't be long. If he does, you spend the number one pick on Trevor Lawrence and he looks like the golden boy that you thought he was, you're going to play him. You're definitely going to play him. And I kind of feel bad for Gardner Minshew because he had an injury, which led to their awful record. And now they have the number one pick. And why not take Trevor Lawrence? A player that grades that high. He actually grades in the top 5 quarterbacks in the history of grading for drafts. So he's a good one. He's probably going to do some great things in the NFL, if not go to the Hall of Fame, unless an injury happens or he just doesn't get it. But I don't see that happening. So who's going to be number 2? There's a lot of speculation, a lot. Justin Fields, I really feel, deserves to be the second quarterback off the board. But a lot of people think Zach Wilson will go to the New York Jets. I personally not sure that's what they're going to do, but that's where a lot of people have him going. And then there's Trey Lance. Trey Lance has a big question mark. They're building him up to be this quarterback that comes along once in a lifetime, but he's only played one season. Yeah, it was a heck of a season. I believe there was no interception, 49 touchdowns altogether with throwing and running. The guy's an incredible athlete. I'll give him that. But can he play at the pro level? Will he be able to adjust to that speed? I don't know. I like to find out. It's going to be fun and exciting, but I promise you this, that is one card I am not going to invest highly in. If I get him on a break or a random, great. I'll have no problem with it, but I will not pay up for a big question mark. I just won't. Some people will. Some people will take that risk. Just like buying a box of cards. It's a gamble. You don't know what's in the cards. You're trying for a big hit, just like going to casino. You throw your money in the slot machine, hoping that it lands on a jackpot. Same thing in cards. So keep that in mind. Again, Justin Fields, I really feel he should be the second quarterback off. And now my sleeper quarterback, it's Kyle Trask. I think he is going to be a stud. He is one card that I would invest in. Why? He's going to be cheap, affordable. You'll be able to get him at pretty much any time unless he starts playing and showing what he can do. I think he's being overlooked. He's being overshot. Whoever gets him is going to get a stud. That's my personal opinion. I have no crystal ball here. I can't tell you what's actually going to happen. But in my mind, that's my sleeping dog. That's who I will probably invest in as far as a sleeper. As even in fantasy football, you always try in the late rounds for those sleeper picks. That's mine. That's who I would go with. So it's going to be interesting. And then running backs, there's some good running backs that are going to be coming. They don't have one going until the 24th pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. All the way before that, it's going to be offensive linemen, defensive ends, quarterbacks, wide receivers, but running backs. I think Harris is going to go first. Maybe, maybe not, but I think he'll go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everything I'm hearing is kind of leading that way. But again, it's the NFL draft. You never know. Maybe somebody wants to improve their running game and takes him before then. That's going to mix everything up. That happens all the time. But again, that's just the fun and excitement. Now, make sure that you pay attention to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I will be having giveaways. I've already listed one for Instagram. For all the people who actually follow T-Roy's Card Shack on Instagram will be in my drawing. Right now, we're almost at 360 followers. Not bad for the first month. I think it's pretty darn good. I thank you all for following. It's definitely building up a great family for T-Roy's Card Shack. I'll tell you what, right now I've got a Joe Burrow rookie card and a Trevor Lawrence rookie card. I got the pro set. I will add one more card to that if we get to 500 before the end of April. If we get to 500 followers on Instagram before April, I will add a Justin Herbert. That will make a 3-card giveaway to one lucky winner who follows T-Roy's Card Shack on Instagram. I will work this weekend at putting a giveaway for my Facebook app. Right now, YouTube's a little bit slow, so we'll get that going here. But hey, don't miss a chance to win a free giveaway. That's what this is all about. It's exciting, it's fun, entertaining. That's what we're here for. And talk about entertaining. The person I'm going to be interviewing is Frank Fischer from Facebook's Straight Up Sports Cards. He is a little laid back, but very interesting. They have some really great breaks. Very affordable. They're not looking to make the big bucks. They're looking to spread the wealth of sports cards. They care a lot about the breakers and what they're getting and not getting. I mean, here, for instance, Frank Fischer has Derek Helms who breaks with him. My first break with Derek, he asked me who my PC was. Now, I PC the Pittsburgh Steelers, and of course, Chase Claypool is my guy. That's the guy I go after. That's the guy I love to collect. He, on top of the break, sent me a autographed Chase Claypool card. It wasn't top of the line, but it wasn't bottom of the line either. It was a nice card. Free. Just to show his appreciation and thanks for joining their breaks. That's what it's all about. That's awesome. These guys, I tell you what, put on a great show. They have a great setup. They not only do sports card breaks, but they also do memorabilia breaks, as you've learned, like before Mike Miller talked about in Ozark's sports card breaks. He actually does the same thing too. They have memorabilia sports breaks. As you know, they've got the mini helmets, the full-size helmets, they're mystery helmets, so you don't know what's in there. And then they also have the big box that has a football, a large helmet, a full-size helmet, a mini helmet, and a photograph. I think it's that, but I haven't not yet to be able to get into one, but I will soon. They're fun, they're exciting, and I'll tell you what, not just sports card breaks, but there's memorabilia breaks. They do that as well. And all throughout the day, again, they look at getting product affordable so they can get it to you affordable. I'll tell you what, they probably have the cheapest breaks I've seen yet. Now, all of the people I've interviewed so far have had very, very reasonable breaks. But these guys, I believe, had the best price on the break so far. And I'll tell you what, it's worth getting in. It's worth getting a piece of the action. So at this point, let's take a look at a few of Frank Fischer's breaks on Straight Up Sports Card Breaks on Facebook. Check them out.
Cam Akers. Oh, we got die cut, and we got 2 die cuts here. Our first one's going to be an orange. Jonathan Taylor going out to the Indianapolis Colts. Carmella, I believe, has a Colts. Nice freaking hit. Cody Tubbs. Nice hit, Cody. Ooh, with the Cowboys. The Zeke Elliott. Nice. Die cut, blue. Cowboys hitting hard already. There you go, Brandon. Our first Herbert of the break. Justin Herbert. Not the base, the Concord, it's the insert one. But it's a hoity. Going out to Brandon Snyder. Call him Brandon Sniper. With the Justin Herberts. Nice hit, B. I think he's still working on his car. I know Brandon's in here. Thug, off for the load. What song is that? Oh, there we go. Nathan. There you go, Nate. I told you, my dude, I'm not gonna leave you out hanging. Was he really, bro? Oh, that's. I need to. Wait. Hold on, how's it go? I keep stopping in my Air Force Ones. In my Air Force. All right, guys, I'm just gonna flip around. Good luck. Woo! Going out. And I had a feeling it was Ravens already because that's what colors. To the Baltimore Ravens. Numbered 15 out of 25. J.K. Dobbins. Who had the Ravens? Who snuck in there with the Ravens? The Dobbins to 25. Ooh, that's nasty. I don't even know who has the Ravens. Who has the Ravens? Can somebody tell me, Frank? Not a bad way to end the break. Number to 25. Troy, you had him? Michael Vick for the Falcons. All right, guys. The last hit of the break, times 2. Let's finish on. We got a blue, red, white, and blue. It's a rookie. It's an NFL helmet. It's a Jerry Jeudy for the Broncos. Let's go, baby. Bro, these cello packs are fire. Look at these cellos. Jeudy, Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. Wow.
You guys saw Frank Fischer from Straight Up Sports Cards. Those were some great highlights. This is the man himself, Frank Fischer. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. It's been a pretty good night. A lot of break action's been happening lately. Tell us a little bit about your break page, how you got started, and where you're going from here.
So we started a little before Christmas. It's only been about 5 months, and we're growing pretty fast. We got lots of memorabilia up. We got all versatile breaks, baseball, football, basketball. I like to switch it up. We run charity lines, $5 breaks. We just like to keep it fresh and active. It's more of a place where you can come and hang out and I've been in groups, 70,000 people, and you can't fill a line. You don't really know anybody, and it's not like that here. You need help with tags, we'll help with tags. Everybody fills everybody's stuff, and it's different, and I like it, and I like the direction it's headed.
Absolutely. That's one thing I noticed. You work a lot with Derek Helms.
Yep. He's one of
That's
the other
pretty cool.
admins. And recently, Brandon Snyder's now one of the admins too.
That's good. I see you guys are actually probably one of the lowest cost breaks out there. Can you explain a little bit how you're able to do that?
It's just more doing it for the hobby, not so much making money. All of us work full time. So there was a good 5-10 years there where I couldn't find any cards, and nothing was around, and now it's just seems the prices are going way up. So there's not really, you can't do that. There's just no room to be jacking up the prices anymore, especially with hobby's crazy. So you do it more for the enjoyment of pulling those nice bangers. So it's more for that for me than making any money.
Yeah, so you guys actually have a lot of giveaways. You do a lot of I see you do those free blasters from Florida State. I've seen you do other free giveaways. That really helps drive the group as far as getting people excited about your breaks. Can you explain a little bit of some of the things you give away?
Yeah, I give away a lot of blasters. We do a lot of memorabilia giveaways. It's just a way to give back. I get a lot of that stuff for free from when I order cards from Dave and Adams. So I'm not going to turn around and try to make a profit off any of that. It's just not what I do. So give it
That's
away.
great.
Just pass it on to the next guy.
Absolutely. That's great. As you know, there's
That's
especially with retail, there
like
seems
give
to be,
away.
yeah, with retail, there seems to be a
Yeah.
lot of flipping going on. How
Oh,
does that
it's
flipping
all
affect you guys?
what it's all about. It's
Yeah,
hard to
with
get it. It's hard to break it. It's hard to get it to break it. I mean, it's just the price is just unreal. I mean, at this rate, I rather get some cheaper hobby boxes, than pay $250 for a blaster box. That's just unreal. That is unreal. And I don't see it
absolutely.
going down. I don't see it going any lower. It's just the time it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, I
So
actually did a lot of shows and whatnot back in the early 90s. There was really no internet breaking at that point. Uh, but now, like you said, it's gotten way out of hand. And $250 for a blaster. How long do you think this is going to last? You think it will continue?
as long as the rookie class stays pretty good, I mean, I'm sure that year will come up where it's just a dumpster fire and you can't. But I mean, no, I don't really see it. There's always going to be people trying to make that buck. That's going to be the way it is,
Yes.
unfortunately. And the camping for the cards, oh man, it's crazy. Me and my took my son. We went out at 6 in the morning last Thursday, and we got there and we were already like 30th in line. It's like you're
Wow.
not getting nothing. They're there at the night before. They're getting there the night before now.
Yeah, I've
24
actually
hours.
seen. Yeah, I've seen the pictures where they're camping out as early as 5 o'clock the day before.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Well, that's why Target switching pretty much to one blaster or one product per item. So it's not really worth the camp 24 hours for one item now. So
No, it's really not. And
and around
actually, yeah, go ahead.
around me, most of them, Walmart's included, are all pushing towards Fridays. So they're all going to be releasing product at the same time, same day. So it's going to be way more spread out, and it's one and done instead of a madness all week long. So
Yeah,
yeah, crazy.
that's probably the best way to go about it. I've actually done breaks with you. I've done breaks with Derek, and I remember my first break with Derek. He asked me who I PC, and it's always for me. It's the Steelers. Everybody obviously it's different. It just depends on what you grew up on. And he actually sent me a auto of Chase Claypool. I was quite impressed with that, and that was just to say thank you for joining the group and being a part of the guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, we love giving away, and it's just we just love doing it. It's the way the hobby should be, and the way it used to be. I used to get care packages all the time from people back in the day, and not thinking twice about it. You don't see nothing like that anymore.
No,
We're
you
just trying to bring that back.
Yeah, you really don't. And that's what I love about your guys' breaks and what you guys do. Because that's a little bit of what I'm all about. Why I decided to start this podcast, because there's a lot of breakers out there who are just after as big as a buck they can get, or flippers, if you will. But you guys are true. You're genuine. You have a great break, a great group. You guys are very giving. I definitely see you guys sticking around. Do you have any future plans for other things that you're going to be doing?
Um, just kind of playing the course right now. We always got mem up, always got a break up. We do lots of giveaways, charity breaks. Um, we want to definitely get bigger, fill more breaks, get the breaks bigger. That'll all come with time. Just keeping it active, meeting new people, kind of becoming a family. I met so many. There's like 60, 70 of us on here that are just on every night, filling each other's lines, and it's just a good time. It's a good place to hang out and meet new people, and it's kind of the way we want to keep it. You know, it doesn't have to be 20, 10,000 people, even 5,000 people. It could stay where we're at right now. It's pretty good.
That's awesome. And now, as far as those drafts coming up this weekend, what do you see compared from this year to last year's rookies? Is it going to be the same type of chase going on with the cards?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, people are going to go even more nuts over Trevor Lawrence. Why? I don't know why it's going to be more. I think there'll be at least 4, maybe 5 first-round quarterbacks. There's a couple wide receivers, or a few wide receivers, few running backs. It's definitely not as deep, but the first 2 rounds will be good. It's going to be the same this year, no change. I mean, once some 2021 products coming out, I wasn't surprised to see prices even higher. And personally, I rather stick to 2020. I think that's going to be a epic class. So
I'm right there with you.
2021 prices or anything like 2020, I'll be sticking with 2020 product for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Just so guys know where you're at, where they can get a hold of you guys, give a shout out to where they can find you, either on Facebook or anywhere else you might be.
Straight Up Sports Cards, look us up. I know a lot of us are real active, and there's a couple other groups like Wax Busters and West Coast, and kind of all intermingle. And Facebook, yeah, you can reach me on Facebook if you want. Just look me up.
Sounds great. Well, I really appreciate you coming on tonight, and I'm sure we'll definitely be talking here in the future, especially once 2021 comes out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me.
No problem, my friend. You have a good night.
You too. Thanks.
Again, that was Frank Fischer from Straight Up Sports Cards with us. I'll tell you what, these guys have for a while been putting on very affordable breaks, and it was really good to talk to them, but also give you a chance to see how real this is. This hobby, this investment, this joy that we do in sports cards is real. The hype that you hear is real. It's just going to keep going up and up from here. The lines don't lie either. Target, Walmart, Myers, hobby shops. It's crazy, but it is a fun crazy, and that's why we do this. So we were talking a little bit earlier about the releases that are coming out. Just want to give you a little bit more of what is actually coming out. April 26th, 2021, Onyx Vintage Football will be out. April 30th, 2020, Chronicles and Chronicles H2 will be released. So we're getting a mix. You're going to have new cards that have the players that are going to be drafted this weekend. And then you got new cards coming out from players that were drafted in 2021. So happy hunting to everybody there. That's going to be fun and exciting, and there will be breaks everywhere. Now, as far as basketball, as you know, on April 21st, Panini Prism Fast Break was released. And then on May 3rd, that's not too much longer, that's next week, 2021 Donruss Optic Fast Break will be released. Optic has been putting out a fantastic product, something you're going to definitely enjoy. Definitely want to get your hands on the rookies, the second year cards, the inserts. It's going to be fun and exciting. Baseball. Bowman's Baseball Hobby, and Jumbo will be released. Now, that is by Topps. So that's Topps Bowman's Baseball. The hobby packs and the jumbo packs will be released on April 28th. Panini Diamond Kings 2021 hockey will be released on April 28th as well. And Upper Deck SP Game Used and Upper Deck Series 2 tins and retail will be out. So keep your eye out for that if you're a hockey fan. Hockey's not as big of a sport, but I tell you what, their cards are just as nice, just as collectible, getting the right stars and the rookies. It's all fun and exciting. It just depends. What is your flavor? I kind of like them all, but that's kind of my weakness. I have to say football and basketball are real close to being tied number one, but football does take an edge. But then baseball is a very close third, and then hockey. I have yet to get into soccer, but soccer is growing fast. As you know, the Panini Prism soccer cards are flying off the shelves. You can't even get your hands on them right now. I do have a few I'm saving for an occasion, but I'll tell you what, if you can get it, get it. It's hot stuff. Well, that leads me to the favorite part of the episode, and that is T. Roy's Breaker Tips. My breaker tip for today is to build excitement. What do I mean by that? There are so many breaks out there today that people are trying to get more and more to join their group, make it bigger and bigger, more exciting. But how to do that? Well, you have to build the level of excitement. Why? Because the product that is out is all the same. You don't have anything that's better than the other breaker. You don't have anything that's different from the other breaker. Even memorabilia, there are more breakers getting into that. So there are more and more breakers that have memorabilia. So what is going to separate you from everybody else? That is excitement. That is a show you put on for your guys that get into your breaks, that invest in your breaks for that fun. I promise you, the more exciting you can make it, the more entertaining you can make it, and the more memorable you can make it, you'll add that many more breakers. Again, it's been a joy and a pleasure. And episode 5 will be coming out not too much longer. Just to give you a little heads up on what that's going to be about. We're going backwards to the kids. I want to talk about how this can be more affordable for kids. I actually found a gentleman who is actually putting a box together, a mystery box designed to your liking, your kids' liking, teams, sports, all that. I don't want to get into too many details, but it's going to be very fun and exciting to hear about. I can't wait to talk to them, share it with you and what they're doing, so you can get not only yourself, but your children involved. And it's affordable. That's right, affordable. I've seen the prices on these mystery boxes, very, very affordable. And I tell you what, I can't wait to get into the episode and tell you more about it. Thanks again for joining T. Roy's Card Shack. I'll catch you next time. Have a great night.